Well, we've got a very strong portfolio, which gives us the ability to have a balanced approach to investment in our business, where we've got growing production, less risk, and disciplined spending, which leaves plenty of free cash for shareholder distributions. And so we're able to balance shareholder distributions with growth in a way that is really underpinned by our very strong and attractive portfolio.
That was Chevron CEO Michael Wirth on Squawk Alley earlier today on boosting the company's capex for the year, which could be good news for our in-house technician Chris Verrone, who in a Fast Money First is giving us a very special fast pitch tonight. So Chris, why don't you take it away?
We're going to make a contrarian call here on energy. The first observation I would just point out, crude is quietly acting really well here. This is Brent up through 65, despite all the concerns about global growth. Oil acts well. These are the energy stocks relative to the S&P. We think they can play some catch up given how well crude here is acting. When you look at the long term on a secular basis, I also think it's worth noting that the energy weight in the S&P is back to its historic 98, 99 low, about 5%. So you were at the lowest weighting ever. Crude's acting okay. I think you can buy CVX here. And when you look at the turn here, you've seen some relative improvement. This is a 5-month relative high for CVX. You've started to break out of this little base. We think higher, crude better, CVX, one way to play it.
All right. Does anybody have questions for Chris here? Oh, BK.
Yes, in fact, I do. So, Chris, looking at all these, are you looking more for the breakouts in this space or some of the laggards? I mean, Chevron looks to me like it's about kind of the breakout, but there are a lot of laggards out there. How do you differentiate the two technically?
Yeah, there's plenty of laggards out there. What kind of interests us here, given how bad the sector has been, I think if you're going to look for flows into the group, it's probably going to be the more defensive names, the Chevrons, the Exxons. Conversely, you know, the service names, the E&P names are still quite weak. One thing I would note, you have started to see the pipelines act a little bit better here. The MLPs, Kinder Morgan, Williams, that might be one other way to play it. But this is about starting to dip your toe into what is a very out of consensus call.
Chris, how do you see Chevron trading relative to its peer group? So the other big integrated players, not even so much Exxon, because I think they have issues, but maybe even a Royal Dutch, a BP. Your thoughts?
Well, I think what's interesting, when you look at some of the global ones, the Royal Dutches, the BPs, those were actually your leaders last year. I think there's a reversal going on right now. And just given how hard this sector is, we have to own leadership. I think CVX gives you your best chance at finding that here.
All right, time to vote. Are you buying or selling Chris's pitch for CVX? Dan Nathan, why don't you
I'm a seller. I just think that, you know, obviously, despite...
Come on, man.
It's his first fast pitch ever.
I'm bearishly positioned. Don't you watch the OA on Friday? In the XLE, I just think the dollar where it is right now, the expectations for global growth reflation anytime soon isn't great. He said it himself. It's a bit contrarian. I'm a seller here. It's come a long ways in a short period of time.
You know what? I'm the exact opposite. I'm a contrarian to risk reversal. I'm a buyer for all the reasons he just said. If you look at oil, it's behaving unbelievably well with a strong dollar, weak global growth. Every time it wants to go down, it pops back up like a cork in the ocean. You buy that one.
So look, by the way, I TiVo OA religiously.
Oh, now you're backtracking.
I am a buyer here of Chris's pitch. Listen to what the CEO talked about. Scout? Yeah, well, he looks like one. That's a compliment, by the way. He's probably an Eagle Scout. Yeah. But I think the combination of the CEO talked about free cash flow. He talked about discipline in spending. That's why this company stands above their peers in the integrated space.